Okay, I'm gonna make the announcement. Next week we won't be live, but no, that's the following week. So next week we will be live, and then we'll be off for a week hiatus. And
are we playing? We're playing D&D on vacation, right?
That will be the 19th. We're not streaming, and then we'll be back the 26th. I'm pretty sure that there's some significant others that are not participating that would kill some other people if they were to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Although we might be able to pop up and do the telephone thing. Which...
The not narrative telephone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please don't sue us, Matt Mercer.
I was in Santa Barbara for the weekend, and then I was broken for the weekdays, but I'll get that to you as soon as possible.
I was going to ask you if you could get it out by tomorrow. But since you and Paris are the last ones, we've got a little bit of a buffer on that one. I think the more important one is getting Kyle's out, because that has to rotate back through everybody.
Yeah.
So when I did it, I was waiting for my day off to do it. And so I watched the video and hit pause, ran around my house screaming from nerves, and then ran back in there and was like, play.
So technically for yours, Mike, I recorded it, but I had some issues. So I have a video with no sound and sound with no video. If you want to put that together, or I can watch it and try to actually make it work normally this second time around. I just didn't want to cheat.
I can put them together. That's not an issue. Or you can just re-record it. Having had the privilege of getting to watch this train wreck as it unfolds, I feel like it's okay if you just re-record it.
But
and I'll even give you a second watch through of the video so you can refresh your memory on all of the wonderful facts that made it to you.
You mean 2? I know Gerry's gay and he's cooking a class.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Goddamn. Yeah. So, yeah. Try to get mine recorded with Paris tomorrow or something. Running out of time on that one.
And my wife's taking my place in the rotation for the second video.
You better have her prepare though and do some memory exercises. I think mine's a little tough.
Oh no.
All the better.
No.
Kyle, why do you do this?
It's tough.
No.
It's tough.
I'm anxiety free.
I know.
Yeah, Kyle was like, how hard did you make yours? And I'm like, I made mine really fucking easy. I basically just made it like a list of several facts. And he's like, uh-oh. Mine's real hard.
So
there's a lot of details.
God damn it. I watched Critical Roles, and I the one with Laura Bailey and the poem, and I was like, this is going to be Mike. He's going to do this.
No, see, that was me. I was like, I want mine to rhyme. Can I do a poem? No, this is really tough. Nobody's going to get that. Maybe a little bit. So, it's not a poem, but it's still difficult.
Am I still first up in the recording line?
No, so we're going backwards.
Yeah, so it's Paris and Mike for this one.
Mike is going to be last.
Yeah. Okay. Also, I feel like if it was a rhyme, you'd get that, what do they call it when you fucking, sing things that you need to learn kind of thing?
Yeah.
There's a special skill for that.
Yeah, that's singing
you would think that.
Yeah.
But
once it gets fucked up, it's just a train wreck. Just bam.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I feel a lot better about being last than first. So much fucking pressure.
No spoilers or anything. I think you killed it on mine, Sasha.
It was that's a lot of pressure because you have to distill it down if there's a lot of details, and I'm like, if I fuck it up right away, it's just.
I'm pretty sure Becca said, well, I think I fucked it up at least 12 times in the recording that I watched.
I am so eager to watch all of these. Yeah, I
Oh,
want to see
man.
it. So, I guess that's that. I don't have anything else. Podcast won't be out today. It'll be out later.
Probably.
You may get a double header.
in indeterminate amount of time. It's fine. It'll be there eventually, so look for it. I'll probably tweet about it. Also not definitive on that either. But it'll be there. And some attempts will be made. So, yeah. Other than that, I think that's about it. That's all I got. Yep. So I guess without any further ado, we'll go ahead and jump in to this week's episode of Steamworld Forge.
Welcome, listeners, to another episode of Republic Rebroadcast. I'm your host, as always, Martin Gable. This episode is brought to you by Sanctuary Defense, providers of safety and security for a better tomorrow. We have special information releasing as we speak. We have a person on the inside of the exclusive welcome home party for Phelan, the son of the Duke and Duchess of Seredny. It is also rumored that the crew responsible for the child's safe return is also in attendance at the gala. From reports we've heard, this so-called group has taken the moniker of the Breakfast Club. So far, it's comprised of 5 members: a halfling, a half-orc, a wood elf, a Goliath, and a tiefling. We hope to have the names and more information on these elusive heroes soon. And now on to our main segment. Last week, in SteamWorld Forge. The Breakfast Club settled in to a bit of reprieve after their whirlwind tour de force. Lance and Arkan spent their time staying in tip-top fighting shape. Arkan by winning his bouts in the underground fighting ring, while Lance spent his time getting his face punched. Egged on by Gerry, who was surreptitiously giving his favorite fighters an edge in between potion brewing and stockpiling necessities for whatever adventures lay ahead. Meanwhile, Bill got used to living like a king at the Porcelain Palace, hosted by the Duchy of Seredny. While Harrow spent her time tinkering and attempting to draw blueprints for future projects, as well as a contraption for reducing the noise her firearms make. The party together ventured off in search of finding more about Bill, and in doing so, learned from the doctors at the regional New Horizons General Clinic that Bill appeared to be suffering from some sort of dementia. Deciding to not give up, the party searched out the local temple, hoping to find information on this Order of the Pyre. What the party found, however, only enraged them, as they found the priests of the Order not only unable to utilize any divine favor, but also that they were downright jerks, making fun of the helpless Bill, who they hoped to pawn off as someone else's problem. With all their errands out of the way, the party met back up for brunch with Morrison, to which the party extended an invitation to the gala. Morrison graciously accepted. When the party arrived, however, things didn't go exactly as they had hoped. With Lance and Harrow possibly getting a lead on another job in Novigrad, which Lance did his best to relay the information to the rest of the group, Gerry was possibly mistaken as someone else, while Arkan indulged himself maybe a bit too much and had to leave the party. With the rest of the party discussing the events that had and hadn't transpired, Harrow noticed the same elusive figure watching them from earlier in the week. Rushing into the room the gentleman had sequestered himself in, the party found themselves face to face with Levi Frost, an inspector of the RSB, on assignment to gather dirt on the party for Lieutenant Jace. But Frost had other ideas. Instead, he offered to work with the party in an attempt to clear not only his name, but the names of the party as well, and possibly secure the release of Gerry from the clutches of the RSB. After much deliberation, the Breakfast Club finally agreed. What mysteries will they find as they travel to Ebergarten? Can the party manage to pull off this next mission successfully? Who is John from the port? Stay tuned to find out. Keep listening for our next segment. This is Martin Gable, and you're listening to Republic Rebroadcast.
Yay. Don't make me laugh too much. It hurts my tooth.
I forgot about that.
I just want to say that these news people are fucking bullshit. We have been handing out flyers and basically telling everybody who we are, and they still don't know our names. Like we're some elusive group. Like, oh, well, we're gonna give you the scoop next time. Fuck them.
I mean, we have fucking banners. Come on.
Seriously.
Hell, one walk down the street and I knew who you guys were.
Oh shit, forgot you were
here. Okay, so as you guys continue gathering yourselves, while this party continues, the various individuals that make up some of the goers of this gala, as it were, you guys all kind of end up returning to the party for whatever business you wish to continue discussing with any of the members that are still present. And Gerry finding a solitary note in Arkin's quarters. What are you guys doing?
I'm getting drunk.
Said last week that there was still some interesting people to meet.
Sure. There's definitely a fair number of nobles, merchants, some oddly dressed individuals that don't seem to be kind of dressed like the rest of the partygoers. There's 3 or 4 of them in particular, wearing long flowing robes with adornments and kind of sashes on them instead, rather than, very regal flowing gowns and well-tailored suits.
Just gonna grab a bottle and head back out to the lake.
All right.
And peacefully drink under the stars.
All right. Harrow, you can make a history check.
Yeah.
See if you recognize anyone.
That is a 15.
A 15. I would say that the one, let's see. There is an individual that you do recognize. The other ones, you do recognize a couple like members from the interior of the ministry. A deputy general, and a couple, secretary generals that like the highest caliber of like ministry people, like the what you would qualify as like the inner cabinet or circle of the president, I guess, is his the exarch, which is basically the president, Nikolai Vossler. And you recognize a few people from like that inner circle. One of the ones that you actually do kind of recognize is this woman, silvery hair, kind of pale skin, very vibrant, sparkling blue eyes, thin lips, but a nice wide smile with white teeth, wearing a long flowing gown and kind of vestments over the top, just like, and this sash. You do recognize this as the Secretary General of the Arts, Lena Salieva. She's kind of the overseer of like magic, like, magical expertise sort of thing. Basically Ministry of Magic, if you will.
Okay. Where is Morrison in the party?
Just kind of off. You've seen him pass around, making his rounds. He stopped by a couple times to chat with you guys, but he keeps, kind of flitting about, finding himself at various, tables and kind of introducing himself. I would say at the moment he's probably kind of sitting at the edge of the bar.
And where is Levi in all of this?
I'm just perusing the wares, getting the odd drink here and there. Not really
Okay.
getting chatty with anyone.
So, when Harrow notices like the Secretary General people, she'll point it out to Levi. If you're wanting to move up in work, probably want to talk to those people or at least be acquainted with them. They seem to move in higher circles than us.
Certainly sounds like a real step up, but I'll just keep it in mind for now, if you don't mind.
That's fair. And then I will go. Harrow will go to the bar, order a drink to have it sent to the Secretary of Arts and say it's for Morrison.
Okay.
And I'll just...
You can see her. She's chatting with those other kind of, robed figures. You're not, I would say with your history check, you're not like very involved with kind of that circle, but you do recognize them as either magistrates or high magistrates, most likely, given current company. Probably somebody like fairly high up within Cartogenica, like the like main magical like school for magical people, as well as other things. It's kind of a catch-all school, but it specializes in magical arts.
Yeah. So I'll have a drink sent to her from Morrison, and then I'll just kind of hang around there and try and eavesdrop on the other people's conversations, like the general guy and whatnot.
Which general guy?
Or like you said, like the secretary people.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see, like a red-haired lady, slender frame. She's currently chatting up this portly kind of gray-haired gentleman. They're talking about financing, and you do kind of like talking about loans and money and stuff, and you do hear like a bit of an exchange, kind of to the extent that she seems to be here on kind of retainer from Novigrad Financial.
Yeah,
and you
I think
realize that they like this person is not like the highest person on the rung, like within the ministry. You gather that this is uh like from their conversation that he's the minister of industry, so basically like finance and money and everything, but he's not, he's within that department, but not somebody like, the top figure, not somebody like Lena, who is, a somewhat recognized figure.
But yeah, I think that's just what Harrow will be doing, is kind of
All right.
just overhearing conversations and whatnot.
Okay. As you're kind of doing that, and you just barely kind of hear these soft footfalls as the black tabaxi with the green spots and the emerald eyes kind of pads her way up to you, and find anything useful.
I assume so. Have some work contacts, maybe? We'll see. What about you?
Oh, it's always good to keep your nose to the ground, especially in kind of glancing around high society.
Seems very wise.
Seems your benefactors spared no expense hiring musicians from Siren. That's must have been quite the price tag.
I don't really think it's for us. I'm pretty sure they're just really happy to have their son back.
How did you fall into this gig with the duchy?
I think just by happenstance.
What did you do before, if you don't mind me asking?
Same as this. Just trying to look for work. Freelance. What about you? What do you do for work?
Oh, freelancing mostly.
You're in good company.
Well, it's been delightful. And seeing that you're not, kind of tight-lipped, kind of wander off.
Sure, like, Lance is just like, damn tabaxi.
Yeah, I wasn't anywhere near that. Off of the corner.
I know, she always
But if
keeps
he
coming up to
was.
me. I'm like, everyone else is split around. I'm like, God damn it.
Basically, I'm over by like the bar, and Ralph is following Levi around.
All right.
I'm keeping an eye on Harrow, and Ralph is keeping an eye on Levi.
Okay.
Bill doing?
I'm just wandering the party, looking for food. All that beautiful smells is so intoxicating. You just can't help it.
There is plenty of food to be found. It is literally flowing off the tables. There's waiters and waitresses bringing around silver platters and plates with small hors d'oeuvres of various kinds. There's a lot of seafood, as kind of befitting the area, but there's also pretty much anything that you want is readily available. And they've also spared no expense on the quality of the alcohol that is found. It is very high shelf stuff that seems to be kind of flowing.
Then Bill takes a tray of wine from a waiter. It's like, thank you, my good man. Here, have a drink. Take a break.
I really must not. Keep it. And just walks off.
Bill just starts wandering and trying to give drinks to random people. Enjoying the party?
Yeah, a lot of quizzical looks. Yeah. So you make your rounds. That Some you find don't even notice. So as the
So,
pretty
real quick,
yeah.
you said I didn't recognize the chef, right? When he spoke to the Duke or whoever he was talking to, I can't remember.
Yeah, you didn't. He didn't look like anybody you knew.
I would like to just like peek in, like if there's a window or something in the kitchen, and just see what they're up to.
Yeah, there's a door, that swings in and out, and there's like one of those porthole windows that kind of sits like dead center of it, so people can kind of see if someone's directly on the other side. You can go ahead and make a perception check.
Ended the campaign.
13.
We had met the chef, right?
You hadn't, but you saw
we
him.
saw him talking to the Duke or somebody, I believe.
The Duke.
Yeah.
Yes.
13 perception.
13. There's a lot of like clinking, banging, shouts and yelling coming from inside the kitchen, and it kind of looks like very controlled chaos, or semi-controlled chaos, I would say. But you do see the man with the limp. He undoes his apron, sets it down on the counter, mentions something to somebody who's kind of wearing a large hat, also kind of like he was, and a fancier coat than some of the other individuals that seem to be in there, before there's a small exchange that kind of takes place. And the older man, picks up what looks like a carton of milk, or like a jar of milk, and then kind of just puts it in his bag, and then begins to head towards the rear door.
Do we know the layout well enough to know where that might go towards, or have we not kind of walked the premises that much?
I don't know. I mean, you probably had like an hour or two before guests started to arrive, so it's something that you could have done, to at least get a feel. But I mean, like from what you've seen, you could probably gather that that door is like the help exit, sort of thing, so that they don't come through like the main area, and then probably heads out and around towards the dock, and out.
Take Ralph off Levi duty and just check the back door, see where it leads.
Okay. Through Ralph and the communication that allows, you watch this older gentleman kind of hobble, grab a cane and use it to shuffle himself along, before heading down towards the like the gangway, and get on a boat, and then begin as like the little ferry that's kind of making trips back and forth, ferrying guests in and out, back towards like the main area of Infinity's Edge. Gets off, gets on the boat, and it after probably about 10 minutes it departs, and begins heading towards Infinity's Edge proper.
And it was just him and the ferryman?
There's a few other people on board, a couple
but
of
nobody
guests
that like he looks like he's interacting with?
No. Mm-mm. Yeah.
Okay. And
Finds a seat, just kind of by himself, kind of overlooking out, off of the water. And as the boat begins to kind of trundle off.
then I'll basically before that all happens, like once he gets to shore, Ralph will head back, and then.
Okay. Like Ralph will head back towards you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seeing Ralph head back towards the little island, cast command on him.
Okay.
Tell him to come here.
Okay. So first off,
I just want to point out, you don't have to waste a spell slot. I think it's funny you did, because Ralph would just listen to you anyways, because he's you're my friend.
Nope, Gary's real drunk on the beach.
He may or may not do what you ask him to do. That's where the command part comes in.
All right, for sure. So, you do watch as that old gentleman kind of shuffles off, and there's a small little cottage that kind of sits just inland. That you watch him, or Ralph watches him travel to, and Ralph, before heading inside of this small little house. And before Ralph comes flying back, kind of sending these burst images your way, and then immediately is interrupted and makes a detour. Ralph just plops down near Gerry.
So here's
You
a question.
have been working really hard these last couple weeks, and I think you need a break. And I will pass the pipe over to him.
Okay.
I would say Ralph is, if not used to smoky, definitely has seen it happen, so he'd mimic whatever you do.
And
All
then
right.
I'm just gonna grab him, and since I don't have Koshko around anymore, I'm just gonna cuddle up with Ralph on the beach.
All right. See, cuddle up with Ralph on the beach. All right.
Ralph
Staring
feels
out
proud.
from the sky.
What? No monkey business?
You're not sure when it happened, but you do find yourself looking over, and there's a a tabaxi woman that's kind of taken a seat on the beach, kind of near, not like next to you, but near you. Just kind of almost worried glance, kind of glancing in your direction.
It's consensual. Go away.
Ralph will also do the motion.
She just comes over. It looks like you need a refill, my friend.
Oh, okay. I see where this is going. All right, Ralph, go back inside. This isn't for child's eyes.
Alright, he tries to grab your pipe and flies away.
Wait, come back here with that. I'll grab it, take one more hit, and then give it to him.
Alright.
Well, hello there, mademoiselle.
I hope they don't mind I borrowed this. And she produces a beautiful crystal decanter full of amber liquid of some color, or of some sort.
It's okay. I
It's
borrowed
their
these too,
reserve
and I
stash.
pull off my boots and hand them over.
She just takes them and sets them down.
No, they're perfectly fine to drink out of. Don't worry, I do it all the time.
Just drink out of the decanter. Don't take the extra step. She just, downs a swig, hands it over towards you.
Touche. Okay, so you don't actually seem here to be for all of this. So what's your story?
Oh, I make my way around. Invited myself.
You're that
Curiosity.
reporter lady, aren't you? Looking for the inside scoop?
Something of the sort. But you
All right,
also look like
good,
you needed
because we heard a radio broadcast earlier and they didn't know shit, and we've been doing our best to get our names out there, but for some reason they couldn't even give it, they didn't know who any of us were. It's total bullshit. And over the next 45 minutes, I will give her the garified recounting of our tale since we met.
Okay. She just, taking it all in a stride, passing the bottle back and forth. Well, I'm sorry.
And then the asshole just left and left a fucking note. Known him for years, and he leaves me a goddamn note at a party that's being thrown for us. He couldn't even wait till tomorrow.
Well, I don't even know what to say to that. But enjoy that bottle, thank you. And she just gets up.
You're welcome.
You've been more than helpful.
All of the names, all of the locations,
Yep.
any questions she asks.
Okay. Especially like you were like, she goes to like ask a question and you just like cut her off, just like blurting out information. And she's just, oh, very interesting. Like can't get a word in almost edgewise because of your just 45-minute long rant. But she listens to the whole thing until you're done, and then she leaves. Like,
I cast sending Lance.
okay.
Lance, hey, can I borrow Ralph again?
Assuming, because I don't know if he's ever actually like felt the sending spell, only Harrow's telepathy. I'm just gonna assume it's like that, and just think.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you need, go for it. Good eyes. Always summon.
And then
It's
Where are
probably
you?
kinkier than
Oh.
I need for tonight.
I'll send him over to you. Where are you?
Oh, I'm on the beach. Oh shit. Let's use the sending spell again. I'm on the beach.
Kind of surrounded by beach. Where?
God damn it. They really should make a more. Ugh. I'm over here! I just yell.
Yeah, you hear Gerry very loudly yelling.
can I hear where it's coming from?
Yeah,
Okay. And I'll just send.
it's like
Ralph-
not too far. It's not like too far away from where you were. It's just kind of around. You hear like a bit of yelling. Follow it. It's just down the beach a ways.
Okay. I'll send Ralph, and before I send him, I'll do like adjust his lapels, like make sure he looks proper, because I don't know what Gerry needs him for. Might be something fancy. And then fly over there.
I'll teach him how to repack the pipe. I'm gonna smoke with him and then fall asleep.
Okay.
You pack it just like you do a gun.
Yep. As much as you can fit in there.
5
Yep.
bowls
And then
worth.
add fire.
Yep. That checks out. All right. All right. Anything else you guys would like to do?
Nope, I'm sleeping until something happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think about the only thing I would do is like try to split the difference between Harrow and Levi.
Okay.
You'd probably see Levi just maybe every 5 minutes grabbing a bottle of wine from Bill. Hey, self-serve.
Yeah.
Enjoy. It's on the
Bill's-
house.
Bill's made
That,
a killing in tips so far tonight.
Hey, you made 18 gold.
Damn!
Hot diggity.
Pretty good.
Yeah. The that same tabaxi. Levi, you definitely recognize this as Jade Shadow. Approach you. So tell me, what is an RSB investigator doing at a party like this?
Just doing some follow-up interviews. Wrapping up the last little details of the case.
And it couldn't wait.
Well, hey, it's a party. Loose lips, you know? Get a few drinks in everyone starts talking.
Isn't that the truth? Oh, Pete is calling. Hold on.
Mike, did you
And
see?
we're shut down.
One for the dog, one for the fictional monkey with wings.
Ralph smoking his pipe.
Yeah, I'll definitely spend a little while teaching people to smoke circles at some point.
All right. Well, if you ever need anyone to get the word out to anything, you can always send it my way. I'd be more than happy to write a story.
Oh, I'm sure you would. Definitely keep you in mind next time I come across something juicy.
What was your name again?
Frost. I'm low on the totem pole, but I see some shit here and there.
I would love to hear about it.
Have to be another party, sweetheart.
Do you have any comments regarding the recent scandals and corruption that seem to be polluting the RSB?
Well,
An official statement, of course.
What kind of statement?
Official.
Oh, well, you know the official line. I cannot comment on any ongoing or potential investigation at this point in time. You'll have to wait for the official report when it comes out.
So there is a report. You are doing an investigation then into these discrepancies?
I never said that I was doing the investigating of those particular cases.
But
if
you
there
did
are.
say you did say that there was an investigation.
You should know this. This is the usual mumbo jumbo everyone says to reporters when the reporters try to stick their nose in everything. But again, we both know our lines of business.
I'm sure we'll be in touch.
I look forward to it. Fucking gossipers.
Harrow just like glances over at you and like nods her head in approval.
All right. So, yeah. Eventually, finding all of yourselves to your quarters, or crashing wherever that might be, if that's what you want to do. Let's wake up the next morning. Levi, you find yourself an unoccupied room.
Free real estate.
Before, eventually all of you guys come to the next morning. There's still a little bit of partying going on. Some of the merchants have, left their telltale sign, and they really know how to party. Bottles, articles of clothing floating in the pool, that sort of thing. So what now?
Gerry still passed out on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Harrow will go over there and wake him up.
Oh my god, why?
You're starting to blow sand bubbles with your nose. Figured it'd be a little uncomfortable.
Just crusted.
Sorry, they switched our food orders, so we're trying to get this sorted. 1 second.
Oh shit! I forgot to get dinner. No,
Oh, Kyle's the dead man walking.
no, I forgot to eat my dinner. That was
Kyle's dead man starving.
Sorry, what'd you say, Sasha?
Saying like you're starting to blow sand bubbles out of your nose and figured it had to have been uncomfortable.
Actually, a nice little nap on the beach is like the most comfortable sleep that I've had in a while.
Seemed to go a little hot over there last night. Anything wrong?
Nothing other than the fact that bitch stole my shoes.
You see one like floating in the surf, and the other one is gone.
First, she came over and she plied me with alcohol. And
It was
then
very
she
good brandy.
stole all of our secrets. I'm pretty sure she used like elite magic or something.
Harrow just like face palms. You're not talking about the tabaxi, are you?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the one.
And you said she stole all our secrets?
All of the ones that I can remember.
Harrow like reaches down, grabs like some wet sand, like packs it into like a sand ball, like nice and hard, and just throws it at your face.
Hit me square in the face and I'll just fall back over and go back to sleep.
Yeah. As you kind of like fall back, you hear a small little like crunch or crinkle. Just kind of like sitting on the side of you that's now kind of like up underneath, like kind of made its way under your robe. You produce a note. It just it says, next time you're in Novigrad, come see me. Would love to catch up more. Stop by the Novigrad Financial Building on the Sky Tier. Heart, Thea.
Wait, hold on. Your reporter Tabaxi, is her name Thea by any chance?
Jade Shadow.
Does she have like an alias?
I don't think so.
Do you know a Thea?
Nope. No idea. Maybe it was someone you were talking to yesterday?
This Tabaxi just gets more mysterious.
I mean, you definitely remember the red-haired woman that you know was talking to you very briefly before she kind of scampered off.
Oh, right. This woman thinks she knows me from somewhere, but I've never met her before. Her name is Thea. She works in the Novigrad Financial District. Maybe she has something to do with Bill at the docks.
John at the port.
Oh,
No, Bill the Docks.
well, did you go back and talk to her?
Oh, no. She had she wanted to talk to somebody else, and then the party kept going, and then I came out here, and I didn't see her for the rest of the night.
Said something about a note from Aachen. Did you show it to everyone last night or no?
I'm gonna kind of get distracted while she's talking, just look down, and then start frantically digging in the sand underneath me, and pull Ralph out from like 2 feet underneath the sand. Take the pipe from him, and stick him back in the hole.
Yeah, desperately trying to clamber out.
Harrow will like grab him,
Ralph,
like brush the
Ralph's-
sand off of him.
Ralph's faced death many a time. He doesn't really care if somebody buries him alive. He knows he's gonna come back.
This motherfucker
Traumatized,
smokes
all the
more
same.
than anybody that I have ever met. Like, seriously. He gives me a run for my money. Let's kick more sand in the hole on him.
Definitely getting a call from PETA.
Yeah, I definitely shared them.
So are we sure that it's actually he left, or did someone steal him? It's kind of convenient that that RSB agent happened to pop up as soon as he leaves.
I mean, like, half of the letters are written backwards, so I'm pretty sure it's Archon.
Are you sure he wasn't like gun to his head type of note?
He probably would have written that down.
And you're just gonna accept it and not try and find him or help him?
I mean, look, it's part of the circus life, I guess. Like, people come and go. He had a thing that he was trying to do, and he'll be back when it's done. I'm gonna miss the bastard, but it's not like I was gonna go chase down a thunder god with him. So he's gotta do what he's gotta do.
You chase down a snake and some random children. Why not a thunder god?
Because thunder gods throw lightning bolts at you as like a form of thanks. Like, have you seen how many times that asshole has gotten hit by lightning? No, thank you.
So
Now he's on his own for that one. We'll run into him somewhere else on the line, I'm sure. Don't worry about it.
right.
Where's everybody else?
Fuck if I know. Bill was walking around with wine last night. Lance was sulking.
Well,
That's what I've seen.
let's go assemble the crew.
You hear Bill in the distance. He got up. He's kind of groggy. He hasn't had his medication. He sees a perfectly floating dress in the pool. I'm coming, my lady. Hold on. And he jumps in and tries to rescue her. And just holding this dress.
You
My
successfully
God, she's been melted.
You recovered the dress?
There must be an evil wizard near. Help, my friends. This
I start
woman-
looking for the lady.
You see a couple very terse glances in your direction, Bill, from some robed figures not too far away that are like, you know, slowly filtering out of their room.
Have you seen this woman? And he just holds up the dress.
Is your mind addled, sir? That's a dress. Throwing accusations at perfectly good wizards. How dare you?
And Bill's just trying his best to get out of the pool at this point, but it's just like he's soaked.
Yeah.
Just-
And in full armor, having a very tough time.
Gary's just doing a walkabout, looking for any boots that he sees lying around that look like they might be his size.
Okay, make an investigation check.
I'm decent at these. No, I'm not. 12.
Well, you find another shoe. At least for the foot that's missing a shoe. It's a little small. So you got a pair of mismatched shoes.
Do I see any people passed out?
No, not here. It's just like a mess. But it seems like people, if somebody did, they were probably ushered to their rooms, or somewhere that wouldn't be unsightly.
Fair enough. I'll make do with the shoe.
Mismatched shoe. All right, so you got a boot and a shoe. Okay.
Reminder to not talk to reporters.
And then we'll go try to find Lance.
Okay.
Probably just would have passed out wherever.
All right.
Is Bill still
Alright.
having a tough time getting out of that pool?
I mean, no, he gets out eventually, but
Okay.
it's definitely kind of an ordeal. Falls back in a couple times, trips over the dress. But eventually, he clambers his way out. You find Lance. Everybody had rooms, so but at this point, I would say pretty much everybody's awake or waking up. So it's not too hard.
After getting the mental image of very scratchy fur because there's sand in it, I'll summon Ralph.
Okay.
Pocket dimension, summon him back.
All right, he's clean. No more sand.
So what's the plan?
Well, probably try and catch a ride to Ebergarten. Oh, God. It's been so long since I've
Still
actually
here.
woken up in the morning. Yeah, I'm still here. You ain't getting rid of me that easily, sorry.
You contact us by whatever spoken Mia's shit you put on.
Honestly, I'm proud of that one.
Harrow's displeased.
Okay.
Well, we never said we were going to help you immediately. We have other business to attend to. What, you said we had a couple of weeks?
A week or so at most. Best case scenario. Sooner it gets done, the better the chances. But of course, that's how all things go now, doesn't it?
Sorry, I heard my name. I was getting meds. What did you say?
I don't know.
You would have had your own room.
Yeah. And they would have been easy enough to find you. So,
I say we just go knock out this stupid shit.
We should do the shit for
With the police first.
Not Melvin. What's his name?
Morrison.
Morrison. Yeah, we should do that. That would be what Lance would suggest.
Yeah, but like the quicker we go deal with Jace, the quicker we can get rid of this new asshole. Otherwise, we have to have him following us along the whole time.
I mean,
I guess we can talk to Morrison.
Jason
Come on, Gerry. Don't you like little lost dogs? Ones
Jess
that
and
follow
Levi
you
both
around
kind of
everywhere.
suck, so we'll do the Bobby thing about oh no, we went to this mysterious cavern, maybe he's gone. No offense, Levi, but yeah.
None taken.
Is Morrison around?
Uh, actually, almost probably still at the bar where you last saw him before. Yeah. He's looking a little disheveled, and by that I mean he's got like one stray strand of hair that's kind of out of place. But beyond that, he still looks impeccable.
I mean, he's an enchanter. He probably knows how to enchant those drinks with extra caffeine.
Morning, Morrison, or maybe good evening.
That's maybe closer to afternoon. Anyway, your friend over there, he does not look too good. Kind of motions towards Gerry. Look like you had a very rough evening, my friend.
He tried to hang out with Ralph. Forgot my own monkey's name for a second. And he didn't realize Ralph could party hard.
It was definitely not.
This let's see. Can I get five more cups of coffee, please? Kind of motions. The bartender nods and brings a bunch of cups and begins filling them up for everyone.
Did you
sets
ever
out,
get
like,
it?
little bowl of cream and sugar? Actually, he kind of pulls out this little vial, and removes a little crystal stopper, and kind of puts a drop in each one for whatever lingering effects you might be feeling. It should help, huh?
Ralph immediately
Thanks.
flies over and grabs one and chugs it.
Okay. Caffeine is not great for animals, but well, what is done is done.
Trust me.
He'll
With
just,
his metabolism, he'll be fine.
he'll just have to poo a little bit more.
The familiars, anyway, you can just bring them back. Although I have heard some horror stories about some very interesting wizards who did not treat their familiars very nicely and had some issues.
Ralph's gonna look up like this, this guy, at me.
I know, right? Anyways, drink that. You'll feel better. Right as rain. A little bit better than attempting to drink the hair of the dog, so to speak. That's actually a real thing in some places. I don't recommend it. It is not as useful as one might believe.
Why the fuck would you drink dog hair?
I empty
No
a half
response.
empty glass of champagne that I find on the bar into the coffee mug. Why not both?
That's the spirit. All right, you down it. And you feel like instantly better. Whatever remnants of hangover were there, the headaches, the pulsing behind the eyes, it's gone. You don't even feel like surprisingly, you don't even taste the champagne as it goes in either. It's almost like it's just missing.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Well,
Feel
I
much
hope
better,
Well, that's a success.
but I don't like that this kind of magic exists.
Well, then you are pleased to suffer, but I can't stand seeing my friends in such pain. So I figured a little bit of a pick-me-up. There's something of my own concoction.
He's having existential pain.
I'm sorry to hear that. Where's your large friend?
The cause of the existential pain? He decided to leave. Some
Okay.
sort of personal quest that he had to go on. It's terrible timing. And instead, now we've got that fucker following us.
Thanks for the coffee. Wish I had this a long time ago.
Well, hello, fucker. My name is Morrison Lagos.
Levi Fucker Frost.
It is a nice to meet. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Did you ever meet Lana last night?
Oh, I actually thank you for that. A very interesting conversation with that woman. She has quite the credentials, if you would put it that way. Your Duke friend has quite the connections.
Yes. That's mildly surprising.
I don't think it's that surprising considering his station. It is kind of his prerogative to have these connections.
I
Be
guess
in the know of who's who.
it's not surprising, but when you don't grow up in that situation, it's always a shock.
These sorts of parties, and they can sometimes get a little out of hands. For all intents and purposes, this one was quite tame.
Had a question for you. There's a
Please.
issue that's come up in the capital, and was there a time frame of when we needed to check out that shipment, or can it be delayed by 2 to 3 weeks?
It might set a few of my projects back. It does not please me to hear this, but I understand. If it is important and you think it is what you need to take care of first, take care of it on my errand on your way back.
Okay. It's not something we're trying to figure out our timeline. There's a
Where was his errand sending us?
Gladstone. It's about 2 days out. Yeah.
2 days north
Mhm.
of Warwick, where we need to go.
No,
Is it on-
of Oberlin.
Uh,
You guys are in Infinity's Edge. So
yeah, it's to the southeast of Overland. I do not
yeah.
see Gladstone on the map, however.
It's not on the map. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a smaller town. It's about 2 days. It's kind of, I guess kind of equidistant from where you guys are versus if you had left from Overland, sort of thing. It's
As far as I can tell,
don't
probably would.
you can do it now. I don't know what the details are behind the delays of these shipments. I have heard it's not just me, but a few other individuals as well. But seriously, don't trouble yourselves. Take care of your priority business first.
Okay. It's because I know we promised, and I didn't want you to think that we were backing out of it.
No, just take care of it on your way back. That's fine.
You can blame this one on me for the delays.
Quite the fucker, as you've already said.
I aim to please.
All right. What about you? Did you make any good connections last night, or no?
I think so. I put some feelers out, trying to source extra materials, maybe artifacts that happen to come my way would also be nice. But you know how these things go. Sometimes they are slow, and something happens. Maybe there's an opportunity, but I have a few good leads.
Well, that's good to hear.
I did meet a woman who might be able to help me out with some paperwork and financing things in Novigrad, so that might expedite the opening of my other shop a little bit.
Thea?
Yes, that is her name.
He seems to know her. Like,
I really don't. She seems to know me. But if you have any information on her whatsoever, feel free to let me know.
Not much more than just some business talk that she does work for the Novigrad Financial Institute. And so if you, I guess, need to find her, that would probably be the best place to start.
did most people
Probably
leave?
put that one on the back burner for now.
Yeah, most everybody's gone. There's a few stragglers, but for the most part, it's gone. Duke makes his way up. Ah, my friends, enjoyed yourselves last night. I take it?
It was magnificent.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're probably going to stay here a few days. Take a bit of a vacation. Got some business that I need to attend to in the city. You're welcome to come and go as you please.
Yeah. Do you have the address of Odix Catering?
One moment. I will find. I think he left some pamphlets. As I recall, he doesn't live too far in the city. We've hired him many times for such occasions. Always fantastic. The food was good. Or did you have a complaint?
Fantastic.
Food was really good. Finest I've ever had.
Wonderful. Wonderful to hear. I would hate to have to source a new caterer. Good ones are so hard to find.
Do you know what happened to make him have a limp?
Can't say that I do. Generally don't pry into individuals' lives unless they offer the information freely.
That's
Or
true.
unless I absolutely need to know. But I didn't think his disability was warranted for prying into his cooking.
No. Not to say that his disability affects his cooking. It's just curious to see if maybe, like, what kind of life he had before. Like, if he's always been cooking, or if he, was an adventurer, or something like that.
I wouldn't have the faintest idea. But if you give me a moment, I'll secure the paperwork that with his contract. I'm sure that we can find a business residence or location if you wish to meet with him and discuss whatever it is. That's all.
Thank you.
Comes back, hands you a piece of paper with a scrawled address.
Thank you. Harrow will just pocket it.
Of course. All right. Well, I'll leave you to your devices. What's next?
I think we have some business to attend to for Morrison. We made a couple promises for him. And then, I don't know.
Wait, are we doing that first, or are we going to, like, hunt down the corrupt FSB guy?
Something I would...
Well, I don't want to be privy to this conversation. I think that maybe the less I know. Anyways, keep the stone. if you have need of me, contact me at your leisure. And if I need you for something, I'll be sure to ring.
Thank you again for all of your hospitality.
Yes.
Thank you. You've done my family a great service.
We were glad to help.
And please pass our thanks along to the Duchess as well.
Oh, don't mind her. Her surly demeanor sometimes is just front. She's actually quite pleasant.
Oh, I love her. I think she's well, I'm not gonna say Ice Queen because that might be insulting, but she's a fucking Ice Queen, and it's great.
As you say this, she steps around the corner, just kind of like on cue. Just nodding, blue eyes, kind of sparkling in your direction.
Just
I'll
give her a
take that
wave.
as a compliment. Thank you, Gerry. Her and Phelan kind of trundle off towards the pool. He's got little like floaties on.
And next time, you have to let me teach your son how to shoot. He would have such a good time.
We'll definitely arrange that. Yes, that whenever you're back in and done with your business, we'll work out a time.
Fantastic.
I was just glaring.
Yeah. Take off. So you guys are just kind of left there to your devices.
I clap, put my hand on Levi's shoulder. I'm Bill. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Fucker.
Nice to meet you too, Bill. I think we're getting along really swell.
Excellent. Have you tried the fish?
No, I haven't. Mind telling me about it?
It's delicious. And he just wanders off trying to find a plate of fish.
I'll take your word for it.
Harrow will like give him a pill. See what happens.
Okay. All right.
It's like forgets like, oh, I've got to do this every day.
All right.
Don't think this stuff is working.
Maybe I should take one and just like see what it does.
Stuff was expensive.
Odessa, what do I do with this?
You eat it.
Okay.
Maybe have a drink with it too.
It's a little chalky.
Yeah,
A little
drink
bitter.
it. Drink something with it.
He sticks out his tongue. Oh, but it's stuck. It's all
But
over
no-
my tongue. It's coated. Help!
Don't drink it with alcohol or with milk 30 minutes after the fact. Or before. And you have to have something to eat with it.
Fish.
I say next time we just crush it up into his breakfast.
But you can't have any protein with it, so more like bread.
Good Lord.
Why are there so many fucking rules with this?
Don't know. Do you see this bottle? It's just like microscopic writing all the way down it of things you can't do.
Again, this is why magic is so much better than medicine.
Well, I don't see your magic doing anything.
Well, not my magic in particular, but like magic as a concept.
It does seem better.
Thank you for the candy.
Okay. So you finally give Bill his medicine. What do you guys do now?
Well, we need to figure out if we're doing Morrison first or after. If it's on the way, I say we do it on the way.
By all accounts, where is it you said you were headed?
Gladstone.
Gladstone. It's up somewhere past Oberlin. So
No, you got. I mean, whatever you wanted to bring with you, you could bring with you.
Probably would have just brought the bikes with us, right?
Would have been arranged. Would have been left in the city. Like in at the edge. Rather than transported on like the ferry or whatever.
Where?
Or left
Sorry,
left with the airship at Infinity's Edge.
I don't know where on the map Infinity's Edge is.
it's just to the southeast of Oberlin, right above the Meandering Mountains, where like the word Meandering Mountains are.
Bottom right corner.
There's a bunch of lakes.
If you can see Bastion, just go top right from Bastion, then you'll see Bogstava, and then Infinity's Edge is right after that.
I see Boulder Bay. I see the Meandering Mountains.
Yeah, keep going from Beal. Yeah. Straight on the cusp there.
I can't read the writing. Some of this.
You can also zoom in.
I'm
It's
zoomed
very
all the
high
way in.
You can. Did you
That's-
click on the actual picture?
What?
Oh, he's on the.
I'm on roll 20. Yeah.
Yeah,
there.
there's a pinned message in Project Forge.
Yeah.
That has a link
That's
on it.
way
Okay.
better.
And there's a high res. Yeah, there's a high res.
I DM'd it to you if you wanna. If you click on it and then click on the
Yeah,
original.
I found it in Discord.
Okay.
Oh wow. All of these words that I never read before.
Makes you feel any better? I'm in the same boat.
So, Kyle, just on as an approximation of where the hell Gladstone would be in relation to maybe Oberlin and what is that? Dover? Luxor?
And what? And Delore.
Delore,
That's
yeah.
a U. Yeah, it's just weird. But
I think it'd be
where is
this, like-
Gladstone between that?
Yeah. Yeah, like just so
So
they have a
the small mountain range that sits kind of just northeast of Oberland. It's just north. It's just north of those mountains.
So probably
Like
around
getting
here,
it,
then.
like like towards like the forest and everything, like the forested area. That's where Gladstone sits.
Oh, so we basically have to like go through Gladstone to get back to Oberlin. From what it looks like.
Almost, yeah.
Way around.
That's easy.
Well, I say we hop on the bikes, head to Infinity's Edge, pick up our bikes, head to Gladstone.
Okay, sure. You guys head back to Infinity's Edge and easily enough retrieve the bikes from the bay of the airship. Leaving the six-toed man be then, huh?
No,
No. Okay.
we're gonna take a trip there.
Okay. So you're gonna make a detour.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet set of wheels. Yeah, didn't think you guys were that fancy.
These aren't for you.
We've got a pony that you can ride,
But
but I can't remember where I left
been
him,
a-
so you're gonna have to go find him.
Yeah. I also don't know where you left Twitter.
I believe we left Twitter at the cave.
You might have left him at the Abbey.
No, we left him at the entrance to the cave where the undead were. And never
He's
went back
dead.
to go find him.
He's dead.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, so easy enough. You get on the bikes, take a scenic tour, kind of past. um, yeah. I think that was the cave down in
The
Slice Rest.
snake people cave, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Twitter is now 2,000 miles away.
Yeah. Because we came out the other side of the mountain and then immediately ran into the Duke and the Duchess. And we're like, oh, we got to get out of here. We don't have time to go back. So.
Yeah, he's working for the people of Slice Rest now. He's now
Yeah, he probably made his way
a
back
ranch
to town.
pony.
He's a smart pony. He'll be fine.
All right, sure. So you make your way, the scenic route, taking the long way out of the town, passing through the beautiful, like, paved roads that are very wide. It's all just this, like, styrated marble. It's beautiful. The construction is almost unlike anything you've ever seen before, except for, the porcelain palace of Oberland. But you do kind of, there is a road that kind of swings by, that kind of goes towards the outer's edge of Gideon's Fall. And seeing it, from the air is one thing, and then also just like standing there, like at this precipice, looking out over this rocky, cragged edge. It's probably a good, probably like mile or so across, if not more, and probably 2 miles like long. And it's just this massive hole, and you can see from around the side as the lake just spills over down into it. There's kind of this mist, this gray mist that wafts off from the rocky terrain, and just spilling into darkness. For kind of, trundling on by into a not like super nice section, but it's fairly decent. And you arrive at the address that's scrawled on the little note that Duke Elamdir gave you, which is 34 Providence. There is this small little one-story kind of rotund cottage that sits there with a singular chimney. There's a brown wooden fence that's kind of, slotted into stakes that kind of spans. There's a, beautiful rows of plants and bushes and this beautiful little garden that kind of sits just off to the side of like a little pathway that leads up to the front of the house. It's got like a red door that sits on the edge of the cottage. Very like a pretty good sized round window that sits on the front of the building. And it seems to be kind of like almost like this cobblestone construction, like stone facade that sits out of the front, like bits of like river rock or whatever that have been placed up around like pillars of wood and everything. It kind of sits out against some of the other architecture that here. It like this one definitely seems to be the most like, a more modern building compared to, some of the interior like of the downtown of the edge like area, and the main like palace castle section of the city. This is, a bunch of newer buildings that kind of all have this same kind of, modern architecture. You can hear go ahead and make a perception check.
Also, Kyle.
Yeah.
Were we assuming that this was the six-toed man? Or like, because the last time we just noticed that he had a limp.
It's like there was a limp, and I think Harrow saw he had a bit of a bigger shoe.
Yeah, one of his shoes was a little bit larger.
Was this from 2 weeks ago?
No, last week.
This was last week.
Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Must have been towards the end of the night, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 20 for perception.
A 20. Okay. So, you can, kind of funnily, as you kind of pull up and stop on the other side of the road, you can hear, like yelling, coming from the interior of the building. Like it's kind of hard to make out from this distance. But you do like see a man, like older gentleman, graying hair, kind of shoulder length now. He's got a little bit of a hunch, steps out, with a cane. And you can see another smaller figure. There's like a young boy that's also in the area of the garden. And as the door opens, you're worthless. I told you that it was supposed to be skim, not whole. I should have never followed you here. You're the worst child I've ever had. And then the door just kind of slams. And you just kind of motions. The boy comes running over, and you watch him as he kind of makes his way down the steps. He's wearing sandals, and you can see with your 20 that he does appear to have 6 toes, because he's wearing sandals. His feet are pretty visible, and he crouches down. No, you don't see not the boy, but the older gentleman. He crouches down, and you can see like they're like moving like plants or whatever, digging. The young boy is like there assisting him as well.
And he was yelling at the kid, right?
No. Some female voice was yelling from inside the building.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Like, I asked for his address. So it's not something we can probably just outright kill him. But maybe if we terrify him? Yeah, we could do that. Maybe Gerry can scare him and say he's cursed him, or I don't know.
He kind of looks up. And, you see the older gentleman kind of stand up and just motions for the boy to wait, and the older gentleman comes up and kind of motions the boy to go inside. Yeah. You see him kind of hobbled down the street. Who are you, and what do you want with my grandson? He just seemed very taken aback. Very quick. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
The Delacroix?
At the mention of that name, he freezes. His kind of his expression drops into one of almost shock. Are you here to kill me?
Questions. Well,
Please, I'm all that the boy has left. It's my mother. It seems that her will is even greater than her spite of me.
Levi's just gonna chuckle.
Harrow
Who-
doesn't
who are
respond out
you?
loud. She
Who
just
are
like,
you and why are you here?
is there a place where we can sit and talk in some privacy?
The garden is as safe as any place. Leads you over. It's like a wooden bench. It's kind of set up, like tucked under like a giant willow tree that drapes over, like at the edge of the garden.
I believe you have a story to tell. If you are so certain we are going to kill you,
What do you
why do you
wish
think
to
that?
know of an old man who was
Clearly.
born this way? No. No, what is it that you wish to accomplish here? I'm just an old man.
So certain.
I I don't even know how to respond to this line of questioning. I would say it's more of a curse, an ailment that I've lived with my entire life. These days, it hurts more than it doesn't. Didn't used to always be so bad. Well, didn't always hurt so bad before, but when you age and you get older, things begin to bother you that didn't before, or nearly as much. No. I've wondered that every day of my life.
Do you think we were going to kill you? As soon as I said your name.
I've made many enemies over the years in my line of work.
And what is your line of work? Not the one that you
Anymore.
currently employ.
I was a very decorated captain of the WRSF. It just glares in your direction.
Like I'll just swat Lance's shoulder, but at the same time, just give him a thumbs up.
Why? What is it? If you must know, my job was hunting and dealing with threats to the Republic. You also have that same stare, that same intensity. I would know it anywhere. Someone who served. No, he's looking towards Harrow.
One who no longer finds themselves employed.
What was that you said? Gotcha. What'd you say, Sasha?
Someone who's no longer in that line of work.
Same with me. Retired and put that life behind me.
Difference between us, 'cause I retired a lot sooner when I realized it was wrong. Seems like
I-
you have destroyed many lives.
You're one of those sympathizers, then. Those people that wish for these elves and those slags to just have whatever they want, tear the heart of this great republic out. I did what I had to do to make sure that this republic was safe. That those that were conspiring against these great nations.
Safe for who? Safe for the very few at the top?
Safe
What about
for
the
all the
people
patriots
who-
from the looks of it.
Exactly.
What
All
about
of
the people
us.
who've left behind?
They should have thought about that before they started cavorting around with insurgents and trying to corrupt and pollute the minds of those of this great nation of Orwit.
I'm gonna.
So what? You've never had to been there in the thick of it and make a decision. Do what you had to do.
Done it more times than I would ever care to admit.
And you regret it.
Every single second.
Then you're weak.
Hold your tongue! Do not speak to my granddaughter that way.
Fine.
I went out there every day, risking my life to do what was right. To weed
I
out the corruption. And
You
I
ever
don't
stay long
regret
enough to
it.
see the aftermath? I bet you haven't. Huron soldier, just following orders, aren't you? Text.
I did what I had to do. I'm a survivor. I have survived this long by doing just that.
Stand. You try and tell yourself you're strong, so you get up every single day, so you don't have to face the horror that you've actually done to people. So you keep
What
you keep
horror?
going, and you keep going, and you're like, nope, I had to do it. That's not strength. That's denial. And you
You
now
sound-
have a sad little life.
You sound like all of those others. Those people that sympathize with these other ones that can't assimilate. They can't get with the program. They can't move on.
Do you hear yourself? Since when is sympathizing and sympathy and having empathy for someone else, how is that weakness? How is that something wrong?
So you would spare the life of someone who would gladly walk into a town center and blow it up, commit murder.
Take a look at. I would take a look at why they're doing the things that they're doing. Why they feel they need to.
Because they're evil.
And that's just being small-minded.
Delusion,
That's
more
being-
like it.
Yeah. True.
See more of my fair share of that back before the 10-year war.
So here you would strike me down and orphan a poor boy with no other family left but a disabled nasty woman who refuses to die. That's your sense of justice, then. That's good. That's right. That would help you sleep at night.
So,
My daughter died of a sickness long ago after giving birth to my grandson.
so
I'm the only family he actually has.
Harrow is gonna pull out her gun. She's gonna cock it. She's gonna put it like right in front of his face, hand on the trigger. The only reason why we are here is because we had a dear friend who lost his father, who was a cobbler, who made shoes, for 6-toed men who cut him down because they weren't right.
And I'm supposed to know who that was.
The fact that you have lived and done such horrible, unspeakable things that you can't even remember one. I remember every single one that I've done, and I count them at night. And if you can't remember taking someone's life, and she'll shoot the gun. No. She'll aim it off to the side and she'll miss. But leveled at his head, so it just grazes his ear. Still hold it up. But the difference between us and being a sympathizer is I can see your situation, and I won't orphan a poor boy. So you call me weak? Think there's strength in being sympathetic. Turn around. She'll walk away.
Okay.
Bill walks up to him. Excuse me, sir. How old are you?
What is it to you?
Look like you're in your 60s.
About that.
And he just puts back his freaking fist and clocks him in the face.
Nice.
Okay.
I would never hit an elder, but you're younger than me.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
I mean, you're only half orc, so it's possible. Sure.
He loves all.
Okay. So
People like you is what caused. People like you
Go ahead.
caused the Stadt. Pray for your grandson, he never learns what the hell you did.
I just pray he doesn't have to grow up in a world run by people like you.
It'd be a pretty nice world now, wouldn't it be?
More of a
Philosophical
not-
worldview.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought that was awesome. Okay. So you leave.
The
Oh.
justice Nagi needed, but at least we know where he is.
All right.
Let's see. Intimidation, assault, intimidation with a weapon. You are a fun lot.
I'm sorry for missing the encounter with the six-toed man. Ariana came upstairs yelling, "The cats are trying to kill a rabbit." So
They want
I had-
Hassenpfeffer tonight.
yeah, I posted a picture in Discord. I had to go chase off the cats in the backyard and save this little tiny bunny that like fits in the
Oh
palm
my
of my
goodness.
hand.
Aw,
Oh my God.
Good
Chase
to
him
do.
down.
holy crap.
Good job.
I don't know what to do with
Right,
him.
just-
So we
just-
just kind of like left a little plate of food and some chopped up carrots in the backyard, and kept like managed to wrangle all the animals inside. So hopefully he gets a little bit of water and some rest and goes about his merry business.
Well, thank you for healing Samkin. I'm sure he appreciates
That is Samkin.
it.
You did a good thing.
I'll hug him and squeeze him and name him Samkin.
All right. So, yeah. What are you guys doing now? Just
Rose
head
got
off.
a newfound respect for Levi, but she's not going to tell him at all.
Oh, now that all fun little jaunt is down, where to next?
The bikes
Thank you.
go find Morrison's shipment.
Yep, might as well.
All right.
Hump in Gladstone.
All right.
Make sure we get enough fuel.
All right. Easy enough to find. I would say. What are you trying to? You gonna try to fly? How you gonna? Where are you going? You going to Oberlin? Actually, you can just take the. You can take the train out of Infinity's Edge.
Does a train go by Infinity's Edge?
Yeah. The little line.
Doesn't
there is a line that goes to it.
isn't Gladstone like not
be right
quite a
back.
straight shot to Oberlin, but
Northeast, right?
pretty close?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, you can also just like leave on the bikes and
Leave on a bike, go to Gladstone, either go to Delore or Oberland and hop on the train there at Ebergarten.
yeah, it'll take you like a full 24 hours, so it'll take you 2 days to drive to Gladstone. Approximately.
Yeah, so we just drive there and then drive to Oberlin and take the train or an airship from Oberlin after we finish Morrison stuff, and we can go deal with Jace.
Okay, so you want to drive to Oberland?
No, we want to drive to Gladstone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. Sure. Yeah. So it'll take you about 2 days. I mean that's not that complicated. So, you guys head out on the main road. Kind of following it down around. It's a lot of like curvy switchbacks. For a pretty good portion of it, as it kind of makes its way down. And there's like a little bit of like marshy territory. As you guys kind of make your way through into like and out of Infinity's Edge. So as you kind of get out of there, there's a lot of like waterways and little streams and lakes and stuff that you guys have to, navigate around and over. There's a lot of like marshland that kind of crops up in the lower areas. Just from all the water that's pulling out and everything, as you kind of make your way northwards towards the small town of Gladstone. You do have to camp on the road the first day. You spend a good day traveling. Nothing really out of the ordinary catches your attention. It's a pretty clear day. Before you guys end up kind of coming to the end of the first day. You probably got another 8 hours of travel or so. I'd say you probably get in a good 12 to 14 hours of travel on the first day.
Okay, camp road. I got
Okay.
plenty of trail drugs.
Trail drugs. Sure. All right. You guys want to do anything or continue on to the next day?
I think
So
we should
we'll,
set up
on
like
the-
all of our tents on this side of the road, but we should probably have somebody on lookout on the other side. So Levi, if you just want to go camp over there, just to like, cover all of our bases or whatever.
Oh yeah, sure, of course. Before I set up camp, just what was that business with Captain Patriot there? I see that as a very strong point for you.
He had one of our former members swore revenge on him because he killed his father for some simple reason of the shoes not being right, or he stole the shoes, or his dad was a cobbler, and so he recently died back in Lestat, and we promised that we'd find him for him.
You guys were near Lestat.
We were in Lestat.
Gods.
What?
Sorry to hear about your friend then. From what I've heard, that's a pretty bad area of business to do in. I mean, wasn't really much better when it was still standing, but
It seems like you don't have a very good view of the Republic.
well, I wasn't always a detective or inspector. I used to be frontline cop. I've been around the block, so to speak. Saw quite a few riots prop up down the south. Lestat mainly. Hell. Probably around the time when the 10-year war started.
Around a while. And so you've definitely seen some shit.
Yeah.
Seems like you're not proud of it either.
No. Not one bit. But I do what I can to make up for it. Small ways.
Are you in the RSB? They're not much better.
Certainly not what I was expecting when I signed up. If my dad knew what I knew now, he'd kick me in the ass and brag on how he was right and all, how I should have been a scholar like him.
They don't tell you about it. They serve it to you and all nice and shiny of you're going to make a difference, you're going to do great things.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it really depends on where you get posted. Go near Lestat. Hell, maybe out by the frontier. Yeah, no, you're gonna have a rough time anyways. Get closer to the Corb near Warwood. You may get to actually see the people. Not like when you join the military where everyone's just a possible target or an enemy. Yeah, no, that was just a bunch of bad times. Bad people making bad decisions. Honestly, I've heard a lot of things coming out of Lestat nowadays, but green shit. I mean, Lestat used to be rife with drugs and whatnot. Who knows? Maybe got into the sewers and made mutant rad roaches or something along those lines. Well, that must have been a pleasant experience. Yeah, well, if I ever do turn undead, I'll be sure to hope that you put me up to painlessly. I'll just pat Bill on the shoulder.
As painful as possible. I hear you.
Oh, God, save me from this.
You're the one that decided to come after us.
Yeah, I'm always looking for trouble, I guess. Kind of runs in the family.
Speaking of trouble.
Oh, you lost Dagan.
I'm still here. Hold on.
Speaking of trouble, Dagan's having trouble with his camera.
He's like, I'm out. Bye.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Sorry.
You said of all the people that were chasing after us, you mentioned the coats.
Did I say that?
You did.
Well,
Care
I
to
guess I did.
elaborate?
Well, coats are being coats. Think of Captain Patriot, and you got a coat diluted.
Harrow just grins. I know what the coats are.
Oh? And what are the coats?
You said that they were after us. Care to elaborate?
I mean, Duke's kid goes missing. Pretty high influential person winds up dead at a Ferris wheel. That's someone making some pretty big waves. 2 big waves. People in the government, they don't like big waves. They don't like change. So, what better way than to send the coats after wave makers?
No way. I have a good... Yeah, I know why you died.
From what I gleaned from a report, he was stabbed here in the chest.
Have the coats been deployed?
Well,
Are they after, say, the group, or maybe just a couple of people within the group?
I can't say one way or the other whether or not they've actually been deployed, but if they were to learn that any individuals of their interest were to be associated with the group, well then, I might just put the group in their crosshairs, so to speak.
And do they have people of interest?
Well, can't say whether or not they do. Would they?
I was gonna do an insight check on you. If you know more than you're letting on. For a 16.
Shit.
What'd you get him?
You definitely get the sense that he doesn't truly know whether or not the coats are looking for the group. But he does have a fair judgment that there are persons of interest associated with the group.
Okay.
Note of why that guy died. I do believe he was a sympathizer and was selling state secrets. Or at least attempted to.
So he was a traitor then. Yeah, no. That's
Depends on what side you're looking from, if he is a traitor or not.
true words couldn't be more spoken clearly. Of course, if what you say is true, then I don't see why the codes would be looking for this group in particular. In fact, they'd probably be looking for the group to applaud them and appreciate their handiwork. I'm sure they would have loved to have killed the bastard themselves.
So Harrow like normally has like jackets, like long sleeve. She's gonna like roll up her sleeves. She's gonna like reach out with her left hand to like Levi. Shake it. It's like, should probably be officially acquainted. I'm Harrow. Thistle's fine. And she'll just kind of rotate her arm so you can clearly see her forearm. And there's a barcode there.
Fancy tattoo you got there. Can't quite say it's in my taste, but... And Levi will roll up his sleeves, showing bare skin, but clasp Harrow's forearm. Nice to meet you, Miss Thistlespine. Leviathan Frost, at your service.
Like, bring him closer. Like, I'm their person of interest. So, you're gonna help us. These people are innocent. And if something goes down terribly, they get out.
Sounds like best case scenario. I'll back you up with that.
Yeah, the always socially on cue Lance. Recognizing the time for storytelling is here. Yeah, quickly chimes in.
Oh, I can't say it's a tattoo, but it's like if you want to compare things, and rolls up the hem of his pants, shows a large gash on his right leg. Got this from a group of protesters back in Lestat back in the day. Took me out for a solid week before I got sent back out again. Oh, nasty. You got me beat with that. I don't think I can any of mine can top that. Ugh.
You said it's from Cat. Don't like tabaxis?
It's the eyes, ain't it? How they just shimmer in the dark, scare the hell out of you.
Don't even get him started on Leonin.
They can be dirty, all right. Nice to meet you too, Lance. How about you two? You want to join in story time?
I'm quite happy over on my side of the street. Thank you very much.
You know, I get the distinct impression that he doesn't like me. Is it a timing thing or something? Yeah, you're pretty observant with that. I'll give you that. No problem.
He might not be eggs, but he's something.
Ready? Whereas Arco is a hard-boiled egg. Or should Levi be a hard-boiled egg? I guess Levi will just be hard-boiled. Yeah. Hard-boiled, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary's just sitting around a little fire pit by himself. He looks over and sees Bill smashing beetles with a rock, and he turns over and goes to sleep.
You guys all drift off to sleep.
Are we setting watches?
Well, Levi's been voluntold to take first watch.
Voluntold.
I'll do third.
Okay. Okay. So you guys take your watches. the night goes on, you hear the distant cacophony of crickets and cicadas, other nighttime life out here in the vast stretches of wilderness that span between these focal points of civilization. But for the most part, everything goes off without a hitch. You guys all come to the next morning, refreshed as much as you can be. It's not quite the same nice, warm bed and accoutrements that come with palace life, but it was, for the most part, uninterrupted sleep. So you'll take it where you can get it. You pack your things and begin heading off towards the next leg of your journey. Following the road, the sign that, appear occasionally. Some you come to a crossroads, kind of telling you to turn off towards Oberland. And you guys keep just going straight towards, the little sign, the little hitching post that's there that says Gladstone. You can see travelers kind of coming and going. Pass them on the road. People wave. You see a few patrols making their ways in their armored traction engines that slowly trundle as you guys kind of quickly speed by them on your awesome steam cycles that glitter and glimmer in the sun as people, definitely head turners as they rumble past. Eventually, as the evening is slowly approaching, I would say it's probably late afternoon by the time you guys arrive, but you do find yourselves arriving into Gladstone without much issue. It's a small town. It's kind of sparsely populated with buildings and that kind of, scatter about. You come through, a bit of like farm area that's been set aside as acreage and everything as you guys make your way through. But whatever, it seems just like your normal regular kind of small town. You see a few people kind of milling about, not too many. It's pretty sparsely populated. As you guys are arriving, there's very loud tolling from a bell tower not too far, and you can see a giant steepled church not too far in the distance, kind of set at the very end of the town. And you can see, people beginning to kind of make their way in from, various points. As you guys are kind of making your way through the town. You pass by a smaller kind of inn tavern area, and it's called the Narrows. Beyond that, you can see a general store, and let's see, and you also, as you're coming through, you can see kind of off to the side, there's big bits of like roiling smoke that are actually, I take that back. There isn't. You can see that there's a very large dugout section just off to the side of town, not too far away from the city center proper. And there is a just huge marble quarry. Giant stone, like slabs of stone, are partially excavated and shown kind of for everyone to see now, as this big giant pit is dug out of earth and rock that just kind of sits there, almost kind of an eyesore. The trees and everything have been pushed back and cleared around the rest of it. On the other side, it's nice and still forested for the most part. It's a little sparse what's closer to town, where it's been cleared and pushed back to make way for people to build and do that sort of thing. So it's not like you really see anything out of the ordinary as you guys arrive.
Okay. Um,
It's maybe
what time of day is it?
You know, 200 at most, on a good day. Um it's probably like getting into mid-afternoon, maybe late afternoon. I'd say it's about 4 p.m.
Should we go like check out the inn, see if we can get rooms for the night?
Yeah. Maybe get some food and then head out and see if we can contact that shipping agent.
Yeah. Sure.
I could use a bath.
Why, yes, it is. I think I have bugs in my hair as well.
Please tell me that Ralph like goes over there and starts picking them out of his hair and eating them.
No.
I was like,
No.
that's my cue.
Well, that solves dinner issues for one of us.
All right. So you guys head inside of the tavern. It's a lot of stonework on this building. Seems to be kind of a mainstay, for whatever tourist they get in such a small town, kind of off the beaten path. But you head inside. There's a very there's a fire going. It's nice and warm inside. Pretty empty. Um, uh, and as you head in, you actually realize it's completely empty. Kind of turn and look, and there's a note on the door. It says, "Be back in an hour."
No one here. There's a note over there.
I'll walk up to the bar.
Yeah, it's like one of those. It's like one of those little like clock things. We will return. Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Is there like a stocked bar?
Yeah.
I'll start pouring
It-
drinks.
It's a little sparse. But there's ale on tap. There's bottles of wine. There's bottles of spirits. Like not the best like selection you've ever seen. But definitely get you by. Right. Okay. There's a pot of beans that are already cooking. Bit kind of left unattended and in the middle of kind of stewing with their like kind of chili or stew or whatever that they've got going on back there. I mean, the meal looks half prepared, but again, there's no one in the kitchen that's actually working.
I'm gonna take a glance outside. Do I see anyone out and about?
Not any. Not at the moment.
Well, gotta say, not too often you run into a village that's that religiously devout, I guess.
What do you mean by religiously devout?
Let's try and put two and two together. No one's here in the inn. Left their dinner on. That's never a good sign. And I'm sure you heard the bells as we were making our way in.
Maybe it's more of a emergency town meeting.
Could be. I mean, it's just a stray observation that I made. Now, without further investigation, won't know for sure.
Oh no, I wouldn't want to get in the way of your investigations.
His what's it called? Like his not routine.
Deduction.
But, no, I was thinking of something else.
MO?
Fact finding.
Yeah, like his method. Yeah, I don't want to disrupt your method.
At this point, Bill is galloping around, mimicking a horse because he thinks he's giving a piggyback ride to somebody's baby. As Ralph is just eating still.
All right. All right.
Nice.
All right.
It's actually called Archon the Cruel. What?
That's
Oh my god!
fantastic. And it's actually chili, which makes use of the beans.
Well, Archon the Cruel is
That's a fucking weird coincidence.
that whose character is that? It's like a famous actor's D&D character. Yeah.
Obese.
Uh,
Yeah.
Joe DiManganello.
Oh. Oh my god. Okay.
I'm gonna start a tab for us. Find some paper and a pencil and just start writing down what we're eating and drinking while we're here. And I'll start pouring. I'll just be sitting behind the bar taking drink orders for everybody.
Oh, frig, it's that guy. Okay.
Sure. All right. So Lance goes back, makes his dinner. You find all the ingredients readily available. Enjoying your ales and your beer and sitting around. Eventually you hear the door open and you see this huge figure kind of dwarf the small door frame as he kind of pushes through, just kind of brown fur, patches of tan that kind of comes through, this kind of very muscular, burly looking goblinoid, bugbear to be exact, kind of slightly hunched over, comes tromping in. Who are you and what are you doing in my bar?
Is this your bar? Because if not, they're closed.
Yeah, I'm the owner.
Oh, okay. Hi. Sorry, we just got into town and nobody was in, so we figured you'd be back soon. We took a list of our drinks and everything. You can charge us whatever for them. Oh, we were super hungry, so I think he started making chili. I hope that's okay.
Just pay for whatever you used and let me do this from now on. Next time, just, don't miss service. Tries it. It's a little spicy. So, why are you all here?
Passing through.
I got beds. Yeah. It's, 3 silver a night for a room. What do you mean?
He's not a werewolf. I would know. He'd have to tell us.
You'd have to
I'm-
tell us.
That's the rule.
No, I'm not a werewolf. The name, I'm Stock. I'm a bugbear. You've never seen a bugbear before. Me. The last name's Brutic. Oh, boy. All right. You need anything else, or a couple more people begin to filter into the bar, kind of fill it up. Not too much, but people hanging out, congregating.
I kept a list of the drinks that we poured ourselves. If you just want to let us square up with you.
Let's see. Kind of looks over what you got, and think about a gold will cover it.
Oh yeah, and what do we owe you for dinner?
Dinner was covered in that.
Oh, okay. And then another 25 silver for the rooms.
Yeah.
So I'll give him another gold.
All right.
Well,
25 silver.
it was
That's 10.
It was like
3 silver.
Yeah.
3 silver a night.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so you give him the 25 silver and then an extra gold. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I was like, a gold doesn't cover the thing. But yeah, gotcha. All right. I'll go about setting all your rooms. Yeah.
Real fast. Do you know a Jarsali in town?
Let's see. Where is my? Just Solly, you mean? Yeah, runs the shipping company, just up the road a little bit. He's probably gone home for the evening, though. You can catch him tomorrow.
Thank you.
speaking of catching things tomorrow, you were mentioning a service
What?
when you came in. Said don't miss the service next time.
Oh yeah, when the bell rings, pay your dues.
Is there any way we can get service like some other time? Because we might not be around tomorrow, and we should probably get it done before we leave.
I
'Cause
mean,
it's been like a couple 100 miles, and nobody's serviced the bikes.
If you need that, check the general store across the street.
They'll have coal there too.
They should.
Perfect.
Like Harrow would just periodically check them. instead of like. Yeah,
Okay, sure.
like if you're gonna have someone else do it, Harrow would just step in. Or just
I mean,
do it
that's fine
herself.
with me, but somebody should definitely do it. Because I'm hearing like a tink, tink, tink sound coming from mine.
Well, whatever gets you fixed up and on your way. I don't know. Not many visitors lately. Like it that way. I think. Nope. I don't think so. Uh, pretty good smattering.
Vampires.
A lot of vampires. Yeah. They stand at the door. Welcome in. Welcome in. Wait, there's someone at the door. Come in. Please come in. Please come in. And then come in. No. I mean, your usual. It's mostly human. I don't know the answer to that question.
What sort of dues are paid at the service?
Oh, we listen to the sermons about the gods. Yeah.
Levi's gonna shoot a grin at Harrow.
She's not even gonna acknowledge it. She's just gonna look straight ahead, like purposefully ignoring you.
No. You just go.
Typically, they call it. Sometimes they call it tithe. It's a little offering.
No, I said you should go to service. Like the sermons at the church.
What kind of church is it?
Regular church. What kind of question?
His name.
Like what gods are worshipped at this church?
Nature gods.
Okay. They're not too bad. Thor?
I say the right one, and like Gerry's like, "Here's Thor," and you're like, "Yeah, it's Thor."
Trolling Archon from beyond the grave.
A rumble of thunder in the distance.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Talos.
I mean, if you're that curious, you can always just go talk to Mornin. He's the one that leads the services.
Is he still gonna be around after dinner, or does he like close up shop?
Well, we have. Oh, he'll be in the church. We have nighttime service in a couple hours. It's whatever brings us closer to God.
Yeah, I'll go check it out. That sounds like fun.
I think it's more of a spiritual conversation than it is an actual verbal one.
Yeah, normally you just sit there and be quiet. I can tell. I couldn't. Right. I'm gonna go stand over here now. You can see, I'd say, like, you can see people kind of like staring in your direction, like, oh, new people, kind of you catch like a few glances like in your direction, kind of, a couple nods, but nothing really overt.
Hey, Bill, do you want to go check out their church?
What kind of church do they have?
I asked and did not get a great answer. Apparently, nature
Natural
gods.
Let's go then.
You want to come, Lance? If it's a nature church, I can't imagine they'd say no. Although, to be fair, my experience with church is somewhat limited. Only really been to one, and it was not exactly what you would call traditional.
I think you're going to
What?
find out.
I mean, let's go see. Maybe it'll be a lot of fun. My church was super fun.
Sex.
I mean, only when you lost. There's a lot of gambling.
Harrow was expecting it to be just like a giant orgy.
That's on Thursdays.
I mean, it's not a wrong form of worship because, I mean, you're always taking a gamble that you don't get the STD.
Hey! It's a god of luck. Getting lucky is basically how you worship them.
All right. Which guys' passive perceptions?
Oh, real good. Actually, 14's not bad.
14?
15.
I'm actually decent at this. It was passive, you said, yeah?
Oh, 9.
My passive is 16.
So, actually, most of you notice this. I think actually all of you notice this. As you guys are kind of walking out, there's just like this kind of weird like sensation like you're being watched. You kind of turn around and you can see like, townsfolk just kind of scattered across the street. Just kind of out, kind of milling around. People just kind of, stop what they're doing and they turn to like watch you. As you kind of turn back, there's this like flicker of movement, kind of like in the center of the street. And as you kind of like look back in that direction, like you don't see anything. There's just the lone well that like sits in the middle of the street. Continue
Creepy.
off, heading towards the temple that's there. The as you approach, it's kind of interesting. Like, you know, you've seen a few temples. Gerry, you've seen your fair share. But like, this one's a little different. Like, you don't see, like, some are devoted to specific gods, some are devoted to entire pantheons. As you kind of approach, you know, there's normally like scrawling and inscriptions or something to give kind of some hint or clue as to what this is, but other than kind of its architecture, there's nothing. You know, open the doors, go inside. It's like there are no statues of any gods that you can see present. There is a various pedestals that are set, and then like behind them and kind of lit with this kind of flickering candlelight that sits there from like sconces on the wall are these pedestals with very like highly polished egg shaped pieces of amber that are quite large that kind of sit atop all these pedestals, kind of lining towards the front where there's a very large kind of dais that's raised in the front, and there's pews off to either side, and kind of on the center there's a very large, like a much larger, it's probably good to handle, like, you know, 10 15 pound piece of amber.
With a 17 on a religion check, do I recognize any of this as being related to some sort of god or spirituality that I know?
No. It's very unusual. I mean, you know, you're not super studious, you know, in religious like practices per se. But you know, from what you've gathered in your time out and about, nothing's popping the forefront of what this could possibly be. I mean, you know, there's a lot of temples, so like Melora, and everyone kind of has their own way of worshiping. Like this might be that, but there's also like something else about it that's you know, doesn't seem like it quite fits.
Is it a dragon stone?
No, these are. I mean, you can get up and inspect it, I guess.
Yeah.
So you can get up and kind of like take a look. No, it's beautiful, beautiful polished amber. Okay. There's not very many people inside the church. Maybe a couple kind of like sitting off, like sequestered in a corner of the pews. But as you guys like do walk in, you do see a figure kind of come down from like the main area of the dais and begin kind of like trundling in your direction as you guys are kind of like inspecting, you know, kind of getting a lay of the land. There's this kind of bovine looking individual, very tall, lithe, broad shoulders, kind of walking with a staff, gray robes that are maybe a bit tattered, kind of bits of leaves and twigs kind of stuck in their purple hair. It's kind of, hello, you're new, welcome. What can Minran do for you? It's a furbolg. No, but you recognize this as a furble.
It's a Texas Longhorn.
Minran. Oh, well, you're a bit early. But you're welcome to sit and wait. Oh. Just after sundown. About an hour and a half. Oh, this is a place of serenity, finding oneself and purpose. Welcome to the Church of Serepheth. And what brings such travelers to us? Oh, so you're following the word.
What exactly is this word? What can I say? I'm a little slow to catch things.
Kind of leads you forward. Come. Leads you, farther into the interior of the church. Here we worship life. Kind of reaches down towards the ember. This Serepheth has come to us, shown us the way. He's here, kind of gesturing to this very large piece of amber. This is a piece of him, as are those.
Just to touch the egg.
No, that's my sole responsibility only.
Do you mean that it's your responsibility? Like, others can't touch it and experience?
I am the conduit for Serepheth's voice.
He's not.
That's not how gods or deafness works.
Is he a lesser known deity? I've never heard of him before.
I don't know. Everyone should know of the great deeds of Serepheth, the life and the knowledge that he brings. Please, won't you join us for service later? I encourage you to come back.
I'm definitely coming back.
The House of Meravak is always open to you. Who's the last people out?
Follow Lance out.
Yeah, I'm probably after them, pushing Bill in front of me.
Yeah, I guess that means
Yeah.
I guess that means I bring up the rear.
All right, so Levi and Gerry both make perception checks for me, please.
Oh, no bueno. 10.
8.
8. You swear you hear something, like, kind of as you're leaving, but you just see, like, Monren, like, there with his hand, like, on the egg, just kind of clutching his, like, gnarled wooden staff, just kind of deep in thought and meditation.
Super fucking creepy. This is like the
Yeah.
nicest creepy guy that I've ever met, though. Like, honestly, as far as cults go, one that worships life and wants to do good deeds seems pretty all right with me.
If you're a cleric and you deal in gods and stuff, what happens if you touch the egg?
I don't know. Never cross the streams, I guess. Like, I wouldn't go fondling another cleric's huevos.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, it's not so much a competition as like a, just professional courtesy, I guess. But I definitely want to come back later and see what the fuck is going on here, because this seems amazing. Because, like, either this is some new crazy god thing that's talking through chunks of amber, or it's like a hideous demon that has totally possessed this town. Not, I didn't hear anything. There's something creepy going on in there.
Yeah, I think I'll take a hard pass on that service.
Oh, come on. Where's your sense of adventure?
Adventure? Count me in.
Yeah, Bill's in. Those were not dragon eggs. Those are just big orange rocks. Avast ye dragons.
Dragons where?
Oh, it's great.
I like that that's how we get him to do anything. That's a dragon.
Adventure? Adventure. Dragons? Where?
Odessa, where are you?
It's great.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So when we first walked in, you said that there was we felt like we were being watched from a specific area, right?
Yeah.
Did we see the
A-
villagers everywhere?
A general sense of uneasiness. A little bit like Sly's Rest, like kind of before, like that kind of weird standoffishness kind of seems to kind of be permeating.
So here,
Right.
it's more like the townsfolk have taken in the Jamba juice of the word.
Do you
Maybe
just say
there's-
the Jamba Juice of the word?
You got an issue with that?
Yeah, now Jamba Juice is canon.
I mean, Twitter and everything else, it
Yeah.
was coming.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, while we're waiting for this service to start,
Okay.
I'm gonna ritually cast Phantom Steed and just summon
Okay.
Ghost Twitter.
Okay.
I mean, I could have said Kool-Aid, but
It took me a second. I was like, Kool-Aid, Jamba Juice. God damn it.
All right. Okay, so you cast your Phantom Steed as a ghost Twitter. Sure. What? Anybody want to do anything? Okay.
I investigate the well.
You investigate the well. Okay. Go perception check or investigation. Your choice.
Oh, doesn't matter either way. I will do investigation.
They're both wisdom. I think, so.
16.
16. All right. So you head towards the well, and sitting there is nothing. You see the bucket that's kind of sat there off to set on the side. There's a rope that kind of goes up it. There's a bit of a little bit of spilt water that kind of is a bit splashed. You don't get the sense that the town well is used that often by the condition of the rope. So it is a little odd that there's water, but I mean it's not that there's kind of water kind of splashed around. You do see a few kind of maybe I would say not natural scratching and etchings in the rock. Not anything like words or anything, but you can see just small little scratches and stuff.
Oh, then I yell at the group. I don't think they drink the water. They must be drinking that Jamba Juice stuff. And I think there was a cat down here at some point.
I'll go over there. What makes you think there's a cat down there?
There's scratches along inside. Kitty, kitty.
Oh goodness.
Harrow, you said you walk over there too?
Yeah.
Make a perception check. You lost your rope of climbing? Shit.
yeah. I knew I forgot something. Archon just walked around the road, holding the rope for climbing.
We're supposed to do something with this. Yeah. What was this for again? I feel like I forgot something. He's like
That's a 24.
Neville with the remembrall.
I don't remember what I forgot.
Yeah. All right. Good to know.
It was a 24.
A 24. Okay. So you kind of peer over the edge. You don't see anything. It seems to go down. It's just dark down at the end. down here.
Dark vision glasses.
Oh yeah, you have the dark vision. Put them on. You can actually see. I would say it's probably maybe about 30 feet down. That there is a small little puddle. Like there's a bit of water there. But you can see that it's like dirty, muddy. Just kind of at the bottom. The well is mostly dry. But you do hear this like weird, like kind of like chittering, like that just kind of momentarily.
Something down there.
I have a rope if you'd like.
I'm not good at climbing. Thanks, I'll pass.
How deep is it?
30 feet.
Seriously. Yeah, about 30 feet.
30 feet down. It's water's all muddy but there's some gargling, like chittering. Don't know.
Maybe it's his kitty.
I say we just tie the rope around either Lance or Bill's waist and lower him down.
Harrow's gonna shoot down there.
But it's an echoey silence.
Yeah,
No.
there's definitely like a, okay, you fire, it hits, you watch it just kind of like splatter, and then mud and kind of bits of rock just kind of splatter out from the impact.
And somehow I'm irresponsible with firearms. That could have been a kid down there, or a cat.
I think so.
Or a kid cat.
Yeah, or a kid cat.
I mean, there's claw marks, there's chittering sounds. Nothing good comes from that.
Okay, you Harrow, you watch as Lance's sword just sinks into the muck down below.
Let's go with bathroom.
I know.
I've been holding it, and now I'm like,
all right,
I can't.
All right, 5-minute pee break, everyone.
Gotta admit, I wasn't quite sure how the interactions with Levi were gonna go tonight. I mean, you could argue Bill, but like Bill doesn't really know any better.
But Harrow is too, I would say, right? Seems like it.
Not a chill a minute. Sense of respect.
Mm-hmm. But it's way too early for anything
So
definitive.
I think Harrow will end up liking Levi. Cause like she's like, fine, I'll work with you. I don't have to like you. You're an RSB agent. You suck. But like with the whole like six-toed guy, like you gained her respect. So I think once again the AC is dead.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
So like there has been a leak in it. And so every time like hot season starts, like call them out. And they're like, oh, so last time they said they fixed it. And last week I turned it on and there was like cool air coming out. And then tonight we turned it on. And it's been on for what, 3.5 hours? When like I dropped it down to like 65 and temperature hasn't changed at all. It's still 80 degrees inside.
Oh
God
my
damn.
god. I'm so sorry. That's terrible.
That's fine. It's just irritating because it's like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be fixed. And this is what, the third year it's happened?
Yes, fixed.
They just need to replace the unit.
Yeah.
But then what will bring him back next year?
Yeah. Are you renting or do you?
Renting.
Yeah,
I've
then
got
they need to definitely replace that
roommates.
unit.
Yeah.
Because I'd be miserable because it's like 82 outside right now. And
Yeah.
we have like our AC always set to like 72, 74.
Yeah, like I think it was 93 today in
It
Sac.
was hot. It was hot.
Yeah.
Jesus. Where do you live again?
It's Sacramento, in
Oh,
California.
yeah.
But I think it's gonna be a hotter year this time.
We got no rain this year.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So
Tomorrow's supposed to be 100.
we only had like maybe like 4 days of rain this entire winter. It was super dry, real bad.
Yeah.
Like fires have already started. So
Jesus.
So much fun.
all right. So all right. You throw your sword down there, fire a shot. Harrow, you heard a bit of like chittering. Not anything that you can like make out like discernibly, but something.
Okay. Right. Maybe we keep Ralph around to see if anything crawls out and eats anyone.
What if we throw Ralph down there and see if whatever's down there eats him?
I don't think we want to have to summon him again. Gotta be rough for him.
What if we grab like a steak or something from the general store and tie the rope around Ralph and have him dangle the steak down below him? And then we can yank him back up real fast if anything jumps out at him.
Honestly, it sounds like a waste of a good piece of steak.
It just kind of just down the hole. Make a perception check for Ralph. 15. Okay. So, I would say that as he like kind of gets down there, there is kind of like this like a little bit of skittering. And as he's kind of like holding this torch in his small little hands, you can see he's like this. Okay. There's like this shift of like a shadow, kind of like you can see like from like, well, are you taking over control, or is it just images like he's communicating? Okay. All right. So there's like this long kind of oblong like shape that kind of comes like two like long curling wisps kind of like near the top, is like this kind of, you know, I don't know, kind of almost rotund kind of shadow kind of shifts along like a bit of far wall. Um and then there's that telltale kind of, what's Ralph's AC? Okay. How much health does he have? 3. I roll minimum, but it's still enough. Yeah, there is you hear a skittering impact as Ralph goes, and you see like this glowing little like in the torchlight as the torch falls kind of into the muck, and begins kind of like rolling towards the water's edge. You watch as this piece of like wood with this orange tip clatters off like around the bottom of the well before kind of like sticking as the torch goes and extinguishes in the water.
Maybe I ate half of it. I'm just gonna chill.
Oh.
Did it
And then
get Ralph?
they got Ralph.
Do you think it'd be okay if I just left it?
He went poof poof.
I was asking
Maybe if
Lance,
we
but I
could
guess
find a
Lance
better
is.
place, that'd be great. But maybe do like one circle and then try.
Whiskey sauce.
And hear this like
Yeah, whiskey sauce.
noise like come from kind of very, very, very quietly like echoing like up through the wall.
Maybe we should talk to the innkeeper and see if they've been having issues with the well.
Maybe we should send Levi down there to investigate.
Congratulations,
Gerry-
Bill. You've been saved.
Yeah. Now, the point of Gary's ire is the Arkan replacement, no longer the Nagi replacement.
I'm saved.
Yeah. Congratulations, Bill. You're no longer the new guy.
Thanks, Hope.
Welcome, buddy.
Yeah.
We have. Hmm.
And I would say, like, with you all kind of gathered around, there is like maybe an I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like this sickly sweet smell. Like I don't know. You try to sit there and place it, and it's like something that doesn't just quite register. Like it's there. The only thing that you can kind of take away is like there's this almost like sulfurous undertone to it. It's almost like too sweet urine and sulfur.
Ew.
Yeah.
I say we draw straws. Whoever gets the shortest one lowers Levi down the well.
Yeah, no, that doesn't seem to be flammable. As you're kind of sitting here deliberating and discussing, you hear dong 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 as the church bell begins ringing.
Does
You watch as
everybody
people
come out?
slowly begin to wander out of their homes or the establishments that they're at, and slowly begin filtering towards the church. You watch I want to call him Stork, but it's Stock.
Stock.
Yeah, you watch Stock come out of the tavern. It's basically just across, like, just behind you. And you
Stock.
service is happening. You gonna go? It'd be great to see you there.
Oh, yeah, we're
We've got a question.
right behind you, buddy.
All right.
Is there anything in the well?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Tax or-
Insight check.
Sure, go ahead. Not that I can remember.
Natural 20
Natural 20.
for a 27.
Fucking very nice. Not deliberately trying to mislead you. Seems to be like he's trying to tell the truth. But he's also kind of got this weird quizzical look on his face, like he kind of doesn't know.
So, are we gonna murder some gods today?
Demons, but yes.
All right, so you're gonna spend an hour summoning Ralph. Okay. Sure.
Wait, just
Go to the
come
service.
go summon him during the service.
Yeah.
As he draws his chalk lines and places incense.
It seems to last forever. Don't worry. It'll last like an hour. Got plenty of time. We can't leave you here with a demon in the well with nobody else around. You're like perfect food.
I mean, I could watch over him.
I wasn't talking about stock. I was talking about whatever lives in the well.
But I thought you had to go to the service because of your investigative methods.
Oh no, that was just me making an observation of where everyone was.
Well, do you think this is unusual? That people
Oh,
stop what they do twice a day?
If not more. It's usually how churches go. One in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. Hey, sometimes a midnight special. Usually on holidays, though.
All right, Sherlock. Keep an eye on Lance. Don't let him do anything stupid.
I'll do my best, sir.
I'll go check out the service.
I'll
We
go
were
with
in
Gerry.
the inn, right, when the people came out of the first service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we don't know if there's fewer people every time service happens.
Yeah, no, not like you're counting. You can take a head count if you go in.
I'd forget it anyways after like a few minutes. I'd be like,
More than a few, I think.
More than one.
Counts up to
Alright.
7 and then loses count.
Okay. So
We go to church.
All right. And Lance and Levi are staying back.
By the well, yeah.
Okay. Stay by the well. Sure. Okay. You all stroll in with the constituents of the town as they begin to file in, finding their seats. As you get like a better view of some of them, you notice like some of them seem a little tired. Maybe like schedules are getting disrupted, kind of. But going to church all the time, like who knows? But you know, just kind of glancing around, you notice more than a few people with like bags under their eyes.
Harrow's gonna position herself near the door.
Okay. Sure. So, without much delay, as people kind of, filter in, the sermon begins. You see, oh man, I forgot his name. I'm having a tough time today.
Menrin.
Minrin. You see him kind of up there and welcome everyone to another sermon where we give thanks to Merovex's beautiful bounty life. Like close eyes, like hands like caressing this giant orb of amber. It kind of goes through like a little bit of what it is, giving thanks for Merovax's wisdom and guidance, instilling themselves from the outside, finding this true path. You listen as he begins to just take up this kind of hum, and it almost seems to resonate. And as it kind of like goes on, more and more people in the crowd begin all to kind of just like this weird like resonating hum. It's kind of out of tune, and more people get it, and it seems to get like more cacophonous and like more out of tune, almost as this kind of like humming like cerebral chant that begins to make waves through the crowd. It's Gerry,
Harrow and Bill.
Bill. I need all three of you to make wisdom.
Bill and
saves,
Bill.
please.
Can I cast my resistance on myself when this starts?
Sure.
So saving throws are a d20 plus the modifier.
Plus modifier and
Yeah, proficiency bonus if you have it.
which
I'm
you
just
should
looking. I'm looking at my saving throws. For
Yeah, so you
Yeah, so
D20 plus your saving throw, and that's it.
Okay.
That's
Ooh.
an 18.
An 18. Okay.
17.
This would be a resistance time, but I cast it on myself. My saving throw. 18.
Okay. 18. Bill, what'd you get?
17.
17. Oh, very nice. You like feel this weird kind of like it is like it's weird, right? There's like all this discordant and like on the undertones there's like this chanting. You can hear like voices, but it's not seemingly like emanating from any one person. Like it's kind of odd. And you hear that same kind of like this weird kind of chittering chanting like on the undertones of all of this humming. The three of you resist the effects, and you look around and you can see just like the people, like they were like looking a little weary, begin to kind of just eyes wide, staring towards the amber crystal that's there. Here, Minran, we give thanks to Merovex's guidance. As you watch the entire town enthralled with this display.
Ro just like looks at Gerry wide-eyed and like raises her eyebrow and like telepathically asks like, is this normal?
No, this is definitely not normal. Creepy demon shit. Totally called it. Oh, I'm so excited. Should I dispel magic? Should I just go for it? Are you ready? You have your gun?
Just dispel. Harrow's just firing.
Yeah, I've got my gun. But remember, we have 2 people missing.
I'm here to smoke weed and kill demons, and I'm all out of weed.
Yeah.
But maybe let's not start shooting into crowds and think about this.
What if you just shoot the amber?
You watch as with kind of the chant and everything over the service over. Begin to the humming stops.
Gerry just keeps humming for like 3 seconds after they've all stopped, and then kind of.
There is a moment where you're still doing that, and I would say probably about 75% of the people just kind of stop, turn, and just wordlessly stare in your three's direction before kind of in unison turning back, standing up. Single file begin to filter out of the church and head off towards the quarry.
Towards the quarry?
Towards the quarry.
I assume church lasts an hour.
About 30 minutes or so. It was pretty quick.
Come on, follow.
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 Yeah.
As you guys are filtering out with them, kind of following the meandering trail, people begin filtering into the quarry, picking up pickaxes, shovels, buckets, wheelbarrows, and begin digging in the darkness. Digging. Moving rock, sand, sludge, mud, backfilling water. They dig, and they dig, and they dig. And this continues. 15 minutes, 30, an hour, well past sunset, well into the evening. They dig. They dig. We honor Merovex by finding his lost children. And they dig, and they dig, and they dig. And we'll pick up there next week.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
We know where the shipment went.
Yep.
Wait, what was the shipment amber?
And bind wheat.
That's some fucking super creepy possessed amber filled with demons.
Amber and alchemical supplies. Wow.
It's like on a meta level, I think I know where this is going, and I don't look forward to it.
All right.
Maybe.
Should have just shot the amber.
Not too late.
It's not.
Yes. Thank you everyone for joining us this evening. We will be back. We will be back next week for episode 17. And the week following, we will not be having a session, as most of us will be busy. But we might be having some fun little side projects uploaded, so you can find those on our YouTube. You can check Twitter for updates when those are coming. I will post to Twitter when those are. I know a little bit more about a timeline. Also, as a reminder, the podcast is going to be a little late this week for episode 15. So look for that in the coming days. Other than that, that's all I got. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Hey,
Good, everybody.